Okay. Whew. It has been a week. Hi everyone, Shay Wheat here. Wanted to check in and see if anybody else was feeling how amazingly intense this week was. Or was it just me? It's very possible it was just me. However, I did reach out to a couple of girlfriends and others in business who were also feeling a little bit of it as well. So, interesting. My week was definitely planned to look completely different than how it turned out. Have you ever had that happen? For me, like, I had just come back from attending an event and I have all of these great, amazing notes and I want to get it out to everybody and, connect with the people that I met at the event, see how I can assist them and connect them with people in my tribe and my organization. And I had, some lovely downtime planned, some time to work in the business. And yeah, it didn't quite happen that way. It was a pretty intense week that I just didn't expect. So wondering if I'm like the only one that's ever happened to, or if you were feeling the same way, let me know. Say, yes, I feel you. Leave me a note in the comment to just let me know, one, you can hear me because I'm trying something new in my office, working with a new microphone and playing with some fun things. So if you can give me a thumbs up, you can hear me and everything is working correctly, I'd greatly appreciate it. But I wanted to give you a little bit of heads up on what happened and occurred that made it super intense, and then what transpired, what came out of it. And then also I have a tip on when you're choosing your event dates, what you need to take a look at, because there was something that came up that we had to adjust for. So, like I said, I went to an event last week. I planned on coming back, taking a little downtime, taking a little me time, going into the darkness, as my dear friend Becky Center would say, and, reflecting, looking at my business, and taking some steps to move forward. However, the universe had different plans for me, and come to find out, there was a big old oh my gosh moment for one of my clients that said, oh my gosh, we need to figure out if we have to cancel our event that's coming up in less than a month. What do we do? I'm like, wait, hold on. What's going on? So the tip that came out of this amazingly intense week was that, hi, my dear, how are you? Great to see you. Oh, so good to see you. Glad you're here. So for the week, what came out of it was we had planned this event probably 6 months to a year ago, right? However, when you're looking at planning your dates for your event, you want to also take a look at who is in your circle of influence, who's in your tribe, who does your community go and attend other events with, and see when they are planning their dates for any of their events. Because you could be in the situation that we ended up in, where somebody within the tribe, that has the same pull in different communities, they ended up planning their event the same weekend as ours. So that definitely ended up splitting where our tribe was going to go. Were they going to choose to go with our event? Are they going to choose to go to this other event? Our event was slightly different, and we're changing some things up. How does their event differ? So a big tip that came out of the very intense week of figuring out, do we stay with the venue that we're at? Do we need to cancel the AV? Do we need to cancel the contract with the venue? Do we need to find a new venue that's going to cost us less money because we have a smaller room now that we need to pay attention to? How is that going to change all of our budgets and our numbers because the ticket sales were just not coming in the way we wanted to because the introduction of this other event that half of the community is going to go to. So what do? Well, my brain automatically goes into, okay, great. How the heck do we go ahead and fix this? Take a look at everything that is happening with the event. What are the numbers? What is the cost effectiveness of keeping it where we are, just decreasing the AV budget that we have? Where can we lean up a bit more? We don't require as many volunteers anymore. Where can we, adjust? And then also taking a look at a different type of venue. Where would that venue be? What would it look like? What's the food and beverage requirement? What exactly, what are all the factors that you have to plug in and taking a look? Thankfully, we had our budget already and we know our numbers. So all it is simple adjustment and tweaks. But what really made it intense was, taking a look at what are all the different options. Because when you search for a venue, you put a lot of time and energy and effort into sourcing something that is going to assist the transformation of your audience and what it is you're doing in your program, right? So how do you find something in less than a month that is going to still give that same value, because it's a high ticket ticket that we're offering. It's not a free ticket. It's not a seat deposit ticket. It's a cost value, literally paying to show up ticket for this event. So we still want to provide high value and high experience. And where do you find a venue that is, somewhat equal to what it is that you already have? And then once you find it, taking a look at what is the cost associated with it? What is the cost of, looking at your contracts? And this is why we have contracts and why you need to know your contracts and what your cancellation policies are. Each hotel, each venue, each contractor, they all have different types of cancellation policies. So some of them, a month out, if you were to cancel, you have to pay everything that you were expecting to pay. Others, you pay 50%, 25%. Some of them you don't pay until 48 hours before if you cancel. Then it's 50 or 100%, right? So knowing what your cancellation policy, absolutely huge. And if you are not looking at that, I highly recommend you look at it. Let's just leave it at that. If you don't know what you're getting into and what you're signing, it could hurt you down the road because you don't know, right? You don't know what the situation could transpire to be. So anyways, through all of that, right, going and giving all the new different options to my client and saying, okay, this is what happens if we stay at the venue. This is what happens if we decrease our AV, if we decrease our food, if we decrease our volunteers, what it looks like. And then this is what it looks like if we move to a new venue, what the new food and beverage looks like, what the new AV looks like. Could we move the old AV to the new location? Could we not, So then there was a good 5 options that I showed them, giving them the step-by-steps. This is what happens. This is what happens, so on and so forth. And so they were just like, okay, great. Based on this black and white numbers, we can go, okay, yes, we know we want to go ahead and stay at the venue that we're at because it really is the most ideal location. It is the most ideal, the food was comparable, so we weren't gonna necessarily lose on the food or gain on the food by moving to a new venue. The AV team, super amazing, love them. Were willing to work with us and help us out with some of the ways that we could lean up our audio visual and kind of come in with certain aspects that we already have and own. Quick note on AV, you want to make sure you don't Frankenstein any of your AV. I think I was talking to my buddy Andrew Ybarra over at Lifted AV. Hi, Paul. Good to see you. I'm so glad you're here. Welcome. So back to what I was saying. um, back with my buddy at Lifted AV, he was saying that you don't want to Frankenstein your AV, because if you were to bring in your own microphones and you were to bring in your own system and pair it in with some of their system, you don't know the compatibility of it, right? So, you know, it's also me educating my client that we can't Frankenstein things, right? I understand we need to save money, but this is not where we need to do it. You can, you know, possibly do it with some of the screens and projectors, but not the microphones. Like, you need the microphones to really, really work. We already had a camera crew coming in outside that we've worked with a number of times, so they were fantastic and said, great, absolutely, you know, they can jump in and plug into our system, right? So there's ways to work around your budget to make it work. And so I'm so happy and thankful to say, you know, after all the stressors of going from my original plan for the week was to be like chill and low key and get a massage and work in my business, totally changed and became an intense week of figuring out how can we make this work, right? So when, you know, life gives you lemons, you make lemonade. Or in my case, I would make a lemon meringue pie because that sounds so much more delicious. But I'm very thankful for what happened with this very intense week, because it allowed me to go, you know what? No matter what is thrown at me, I've got the knowledge, I've got the skill set, I've got the team, you know, we can make it work. And I still got my massage, which is lovely and well-deserved and needed. And I was still able to, you know, go out and have some time in lovely Marin, you know, and hug a tree. But it was also a great aha and tip that came out of the week. And so I am thankful to say that we're staying at the venue. It's gorgeous. It's lovely. It's on the other side of the country. And within, you know, a month, we're going to be doing a fantabulous event. It's going to be really, really powerful. And you know what? All of the stress and everything of making it work and how do we tweak it and adjust it and how do we look at things from different perspectives is all going to be worth it. Because every single time we've done an event with this client, they change the room. They like just transpire the lives of those in attendance, and it just creates a ripple effect. And so that's what I have to remember in these intense weeks is that, you know what, it's really going to pay off. So just wanted to say hello. Wonder if anybody else had an intense week. I think just in general, I heard a lot of people saying that it was just intense regardless. So I don't know what's going on in the world and the energy and the ethers. But if you're also having an intense week, what happened for you? What did you do to transmute that and make it work for you? What did you learn out of the experience? And what were your ahas? I'd love to hear from you. Otherwise, have a wonderful weekend. Spend lots of lovely time with your family. Give them lots of hugs and kisses. And I will see you all next time. Take care.